Shalom, brothers and sisters. Shalom, shalom, and welcome. Greetings. This is Words and Questions to Yashar'al. Words and Questions to Yashar'al, Nation of Believers. My name is Symmanayah, and if you are tuning in for the first time, you will come to realize that Yashar'al, Nation of Believers, of whom I am referencing, consists of all those who seek to worship and obey the Almighty Yahuah, all those who accept Yahusha as Mashiach and as Messiah, all those who are made one because of Yahusha. These are my brothers and sisters. This is my family to whom these messages are addressed. In this segment, I want to address earthen vessels, internal meetings. And the question is, did you get the memo? Did you get the memo? Greetings, my brothers and sisters. Many of you have heard me use the term earthen vessel to describe our bodies as I believe were mentioned in scriptures. How many of us have ever given thought to the structure of our existence? I have also presented what I believe is a blueprint embedded in the set-apart days commonly known as the feast days in previous recordings and on my website. I am compelled to believe if we are able to grasp the blueprint of growing in maturity through the living message in the set-apart feast days, it will add to a better understanding of this journey we call life. And for those of you who may wonder what that website is, it is YahsWatchman.net. YahsWatchman.net. Moving right along. Over the years, I have seen brothers and sisters beat up on one another when sin becomes present. I've seen us go to extremes in executing right rulings. There are even times we just assume a compromising stance and allow all types of beliefs and excuses and mistakes flow among us to keep our numbers and to try to hold together in unity. This is counterproductive. This is erroneous, my brothers and sisters. For no house divided against itself can stand, so we should not have compromising spirits, compromising teachings and beliefs among us. Consider revisiting Revelations chapter 1 through 3 as it relates to the assemblies and the prescribed recommendation for correction. Getting back to these earthen vessels, there are times I know for executing right rulings, there are times of instruction, reproof, discipline, and we will even witness times of the Almighty Father executing his judgment in wrath. I would like to encourage us to seek living instructions and guidance and know where righteous actions begin and end regarding our relationship with one another and executing right rulings. I have also had the privilege of experiencing myself as well as witnessing individuals beating up on one another, beating up on themselves once they've discovered how the enemy played them, took advantage of them, or played me and took advantage of me. Yes, years ago, my brothers and sisters, I had that experience where I could almost become depressed and just feel like I'm just no good and just no way anything good could come out of me. But I thank the Almighty Father Yahuah for sending his set-apart spirit in Yahusha's name for deliverance, for opening my eyes to discern and understand the power of his atonement, the power of his plan that included Yahusha's atoning ministry that brought about restoration and regeneration to all those who seek to worship and obey he that is ancient of days. Now, one of the biggest mysteries that many of us may struggle with is defining how the Almighty Yahuah and Yahusha are one. There are also struggles with identifying the name of the set-apart spirit. I am compelled to believe that the true understanding will come to those who earnestly seek to worship and obey according to the plans and living instructions from the Most High Father Yahuah. I personally, with all my mind, heart, body, and soul, have come to believe that Yahusha is Yahuwah's word manifest in the flesh, sacrificed and resurrected from the grave. I personally, with all my mind, body, and soul, have come to embrace truly that the Father sent his set-apart spirit upon the resurrection of his manifested word, Yahusha, and he sent his set-apart spirit in Yahusha's name. Believe it or not, there is continuity in why it would be wise to discern and understand the order of service, as it defines how our relationship should function with the Almighty One. Scriptures inform us that no man have seen the Almighty Yahuah and live. Scripture also informs us that no man can come to the Almighty Father, who is spirit everywhere at all times, ancient of days, the beginning and the end, except, my brothers and sisters, through the Son, who is Yahusha. Another critical piece of information in the scriptures consists of knowing that we are instructed to lift up Yahusha, our Mashiach, our Messiah. And it is by lifting him up that he will draw all men to him. I submit to you, my brothers and sisters, that we can lift Yahusha up, our Mashiach, through our obedience and worship to the Most High Father Yahuah. Let us explore some scriptures regarding something that is very important. Genesis 2:7 says, chapter 2 verse 7 says, and Yahuwah Elohim formed the man out of the dust from the ground, and breathed into his nostrils breath of life, and man became a living being. You see, my brothers and sisters, this earthen vessel was formed out of the dust of the ground. This earthen vessel contains what was breathed into our nostrils as life, our spirit. We became living. So many people fail to realize the structure of our existence. Acts 7:48 say, however, the Most High does not dwell in dwellings made with hands, as the prophet says. But you are not in the flesh. That was Acts 7:48. Romans 8:9 reads, but you are not in the flesh, but in the spirit, if indeed the spirit of Elohim dwells in you, and if anyone does not have the spirit of Messiah, this one is not his. Notice it says spirit of Elohim dwells in you, and if anyone does not have the spirit of Messiah, this one is not his. 1 Corinthians 3:16 reads, do you not know that you are a dwelling place of Elohim, and that the spirit of Elohim dwells in you? 2 Corinthians 6:16 reads, and what union has the dwelling place of Elohim with idols? For you are a dwelling place of the living Elohim, as Elohim has said, I shall dwell in them and walk among them, and I shall be their Elohim, and they shall be my people. Ephesians 3:17, that the Messiah might dwell in your hearts through belief, having become rooted and grounded in love. Let us read some more. Here, a battle that Shaul or Paul mentions to us. Pray and see if you're able to identify with this battle that Shaul experienced. And it reads as follows, 7th chapter of Romans, verses 15 through 25. For what I work I know not, for what I wish that I do not practice, but what I hate that I do. But if I do what I do not wish, I agree with the Torah that it is good. And now it is no longer I that work it, but the sin dwelling in me. For I know that in me, that is in my flesh, dwells no good. For to wish is present with me, but to work the good I do not find. For the good that I wish to do, I do not do, but the evil I do not wish to do, this I practice. And if I do that which I do not wish, it is no longer I who work it, but the sin dwelling in me. I find therefore this law, that when I wish to do good, that evil is present with me. For I delight in the Torah of Elohim, according to the inward man. But I see another law in my members, battling against the Torah of my mind, and bringing me into captivity to the law of sin, which is in my members. Wretched man that I am, who shall deliver me from this body of death? Thanks to Elohim through Yahusha Messiah, our master. So then, with the mind, I myself truly serve the Torah of Elohim, but with the flesh, the law of sin. Here he's describing the battles, the struggle we have in these earthen vessels. Pray that you're able to discern and understand. These are presented to us so that we do not succumb to depression, so that we do not find ourselves beat up on ourselves or led astray, thinking that there is no hope. Know this, the power of atonement is strong, is great. the regenerating power and the living guidance from the set-apart spirit that the Almighty Father sent in Yahusha's name is almighty and most victorious. Let us learn how to yield to him. 1 Corinthians 5:5 says, deliver such a one to Satan for the destruction of the flesh, in order that his spirit may be saved in the day of the Master Yahusha. Who is able to discern the example of the battles within us by Shaul, by Paul's example? Can a person be a part of Yashar'al, but their earthen vessel displays something on the contrary? Can these earthen vessels become battered and in some cases useless? The reason why we are put to sleep in some occasions, in some instances. But our spirit that was breathed by the word of the Almighty Father survive? Pray, my brothers and sisters, we are not all perfect, for the flesh from time to time do exhibit a fighting within. The scriptures have been proven to be true regarding the flesh lusting against the spirit. Our spirit is made one with the Most High Father Yahuah through accepting Yahusha as Mashiach, as Messiah. In other words, acknowledging and accepting the Almighty's plan for restoration and regeneration, of which is found through Yahusha our Mashiach, brings us to the life, and the life that is given to us immeasurably. Yes, my brothers and sisters, let us be mindful. Let us be mindful of this journey. If you are struggling with receiving this, look in the mirror. Do you exhibit perfection? Do you make mistakes? Will your mistakes cause you to go straight to hell, or cause your name to be removed or omitted from the book of life? Who has experienced the grievance of the set-apart spirit of Yahusha within them? Find those, and I will show you someone who is family. You see, my brothers and sisters, when we are doing wrong, if this was our choice, if we were not linked with the spirit of Yahusha, there would be no grief. But by being joined with the spirit of Yahusha, by being made one in the body of the people of Yashar'al, in the people of Yahuah, Almighty Father, by experiencing grief, then we come to know that when we do wrong, if grief is present, that grief is the reflection of the Most High Father, the spirit of Yahusha's disappointment in our disobedience. Thus, as it is written, keep this in mind. Ephesians 4:30 says, and do not grieve the set-apart spirit of Elohim, by whom you were sealed for the day of redemption. You see, my brothers and sisters, if we experience grief, there is a strong possibility it is the spirit of Elohim, the spirit of the Almighty Father, joined with us to make the experience grievous when we do wrong. Pray about it. Come away from the phrases, something told me, I should have followed my first mind, and the like. Execute right rulings and give esteem and credit to where credit is due. It is the set-apart spirit sent in Yahusha's name that will teach us and guide us. He will bring things to remembrance. He will teach us in many ways. Prepare for instructions, reproof, and discipline, my brothers and sisters. For these are trademarks of our relationship with the Almighty Father. These are trademarks of our living relationship and acceptance of Yahusha, our Mashiach. Judgment and wrath will also have its place. By now, you may come to see that I believe these earthen vessels experience much. I believe these earthen vessels become embattled and battered. I believe with acceptance of such, it would be wise to become familiar with the memo. There are internal meetings. In other words, there is the battle within. There are internal meetings going on inside of us. Did you get the memo? Did you get the memo? The writings, the living instructions and guidance for you, for me, to manage our earthen vessels and to contribute to managing this one body with many believers who seek to worship and obey the Most High Father. So did we get the memo? Was it a righteous memo? Was it an unrighteous memo? Did we execute right rulings before we allowed the influence to show itself in our earthen vessels that we've been entrusted with? Have you come to discover the living presence of the set-apart spirit sent in Yahusha's name? Have we come to recognize our spirit made alive by Yahusha? Have we discovered the ability to discern the internal battles within? Come, my brothers and sisters, come, my family, discover some amazing things, some phenomenal things, for even as we are in tumultuous times, in troubled times, a time of turmoil, we can still find comfort and joy. And we can find comfort and understanding, discerning and understanding, and we can find joy in knowing that we have found life and life eternally. Let's seek to manage these earthen vessels and be mindful of the memos, the writings and communications that flow through them. Next time, let us make sure we get the memo and execute right rulings on the influences that are righteous, reject the ones that are not, and give all esteem to the Most High Father, and acknowledge the presence, the relationship, the actions of the Spirit of Yahusha within us. Be encouraged, my brothers and sisters. Soon, and very soon, the marriage of the Lamb will come to be. Yashar'al is awakening, and all messengers are being prepped for the final hours to come. All righteous words will go forth and perform successfully, as Isaiah 55:11 informs. All obstacles will be removed. There is nothing, no one, nada, not a thing that can stop, that can impede, that can cause the plan of the Most High Father to retreat, to tarry, to pause, to stop, to disappear. Nothing. So brace yourselves, my brothers and sisters. Brace yourselves with an earnest heart, mind, body, and soul to worship and obey. Brace yourselves with a ready mind to respond. Will you be part of Yashar'al's gathering? Will you be instructed to stand your ground and die a martyr out of obedience? Or will you be one that will face and experience most regrettable due to succumbing, giving in to unbelief, rebellious, or influence from the enemy? Stand strong, my brothers and sisters. Until next time, shalom, shalom, shalom.